Right, welcome to another video. It's been a few days, but the next one we got here is another 100 game with the Krag. So another 100 plus game with a sniper I never thought I'd be able to do. Obviously on Aerodrome, so it's absolutely perfect for sniping. There's loads of straight lines, corridors in the hangar, and obviously plant is completely open outside of that, so it's absolutely perfect for sniping and taking out loads of enemies. But yeah, I'll get straight into the video in a second, and I'll talk through how you want to play on Aerodrome, no matter what gun you pretty much are going to be using. Of course, I am sniping there, as you can see. And but first thing I want to say is I've got another video being made, or two videos being made, on the ultimate guide to all spots and positions on the maps, because I know those videos are done really well, and I know people who, some subscribers and people, just in general, people really enjoy and like those videos. So I've got Province, which I've spent over 10 hours on. I did like 2 5-hour sessions in the last few days, finding way more spots than I even thought was possible. And I've pretty much found how to get almost on every single roof of every single building in Province. So absolutely massive video, which I'll try and make for the next video after this, either on Saturday or next Monday. And also do a video on Arras as well, because there's crap loads of trees and stuff you can get into, and some special hidden spots in buildings and stuff like that. So it's worth making a video for Arras as well, so that'll be in the next 2 weeks or so. But without further ado, just get straight into this one. If you want to see the specializations for the Krag or any of the scout weapons or any other weapon, I've obviously made the playlist there with the 4, just going through all the specializations on all the guns that I've chosen. So check those out if you want to see the specializations I use. But yeah, so for this map, basically, again, as I always say, you have your power positions. The power position for this map is directly in the center, so in between the hangar. So basically, where the massive watchtower is there in front of you, that's the power position. You don't want to go on the top of the tower, because if you go on the top of the tower, the entire enemy team can see you. You're constantly getting shot at. You haven't got amazing cover. Even enemy vehicles and tanks will always shoot at you. You'll never have time to stand still if you're going to be sniping up there, which is obviously, that's the main reason you'd be going up there is with a sniper. You haven't got time to stand still and shoot back and steady your scope, so you're never going to get any kills, and you're always hitting moving targets and stuff when you're up there. So don't go up the tower, but your power position is down and around the base of that tower. It's directly in the center of the map, and you can see pretty much all the flags from the center, and obviously take out as many people as possible, because you're basically in equal distance to all the flags in this position. So that's essentially where you want to stay for the most part, as well as most of the action is also going to be in the hangar, being one of the main flag at the center of the map. So as you can see, directly at the start of the game is get straight to this mid-map section and wait for all the enemies to push C flag, and this is generally how the flags, the way they are now, A, B, C and D, E, F, generally at the start of the game are pretty much going to be like that for quite a while, until obviously the side which is more of power than the other side will push through, and you'll either push through and take the hangar, and you'll hopefully get them back to A and B flag, or they'll push through. Obviously we'll have C, and they'll push through towards D flag and take D flag, and then obviously be pushing on to E and F. So all you can see me doing as much as possible is staying around the base of this tower. Out to the right side of the map there, where I was aiming, there's always multiple enemies and snipers who will go up and they'll just lie down or use the rocks and snipe from there, because obviously from over there they can see the majority of the map on the right side. So if you always keep checking over on that right side, it's completely open. And it's just loads of snipers and people who are just going to go and lie down, stand still. It's just free, easy kills. You should always check over on that right side if you're sniping, and you get easy kills like that. In the hangar, you've obviously got people who are building all the fortifications and they're standing behind it on a head glitch. So absolutely perfect if you're using a sniper to take them out, or if you're using MMGs, they're standing still. And obviously you've got, if you do go push towards the hangar, which you will see me do eventually as our team pushes forward, you've got down the right side and the left side, they're completely straight corridors, along the walkways as well, on the top left and top right. There are also straight walkways. So if you're sniping, it's absolutely perfect. As long as you're aiming at head height, you literally just lean around the corner, you look down one of these straight walkways or tunnels, and it's just free, easy headshots and kills. Sometimes you can get collaterals. It's absolutely perfect for sniping. And so your ultimate goal is going to be not to push all the way into the hangar. You'll see me do it once or twice. You can get away with climbing up the ladder and standing in the corners on the top of the walkways, on the left or the right. But ultimately, you don't want to, if you're using a sniper, you don't want to push in there, and obviously because you'll come into gunfights with people using SMG, well, basically using or any other weapon other than the bolt action sniper is going to beat you in close range most of the time. Obviously, you can use your pistol, you can do a hip fire, you can use throwing knives, but ultimately, to have the best chance of survival and to get more kills and stay alive longer, you don't want to push into the hangar if you're using a sniper. Of course, if you aren't sniping, the power position on this map is going to be in the hangar where the majority of the enemies are. If they push over towards D flag, then obviously you've got all those houses which are all close quarters, so you want to stick around there. But ultimately, the biggest power position on the map, using any other gun than the sniper, is going to be in the hangar, where it's all close quarters, long straight corridors, potential to get absolutely loads of kills. It's the most popular place in the map. If you are obviously using a sniper, the power position is by the tower behind me here, like I said at the start of the video. So all I'm doing now that I've pushed up to the hangar, is just using the long corridors and just trying to stay close but not go in there. So at least if enemies push forward, I can drop back a bit, or I can see them coming, I can change my pistol in time and take them out. So a quick tip in terms of the gadgets. Obviously, I've never ever not used the spawn beacon. If you're going for high kill games and using the scout class, you have to use the spawn beacon, because you can literally place it behind the enemies to always get flanks, and you can always spawn closer to the action, which reduces the amount of time you're always going to be running to get back into the action. So spawn beacon is absolutely vital, although obviously in this game I haven't used it at all. And then you've got the option pretty much, forget the doppelschuss. I've never ever used that. I just use the flare gun. It's what I've always used. So the two main options is going to be the flare gun or the spotting scope. I will always take the spotting scope, but for some reason I've got the flare gun here. Even though I've got the flare gun, I won't use it, because if you use the flare gun, you spot all the enemies come up onto the map, and what will happen then is you'll locate all the enemies for your teammates, and then the chances are the teammates are going to take all the kills, obviously, or you'll get less time then to go and kill them, because your teammates will now see them on the map and go to kill them. So if you're an experienced player and you know the map well, you know where the enemies are at all time, regardless of being able to see them on the map. So you don't need to use a flare gun, and therefore, obviously, you can just get all the kills anyway. So using the flare gun will only take away the kills the majority of the time, if that makes sense. So the spotting scope is always the best, because if you're playing on a long range map, even on this one, you'll see from my previous sniper video, like how to snipe like a god, just giving some basic tips basically, that learning to zero the weapon and using the spotting scope will increase the amount of kills you get per game by quite a few, and it's one of the best skills you can learn and have in the game when it comes to sniping. So generally speaking, always take the spotting scope, and it's pointless using a flare gun anyway, because the furthest, the distance at which you can shoot the flare gun, is not far enough to be worth going for the enemies at that range when you're using a sniper. So all you're doing is locating the enemies for your teammates to go and take out. So you don't really want to be using a flare gun. But yeah, I've pretty much talked the whole thing now, and maybe you want to listen to just see what's going on, although there's only 2 minutes left of the video. So I'll just put 1 or 2 more bits for the rest of the video, but other than that, I'll leave it there. So obviously, make sure you check out all the Specializations videos if you want to see them. Another video or 2 coming on the Ultimate Guides, which I know people really like, but they do take absolutely ages to make. So if you have obviously watched this far, please drop a like, because it helps push it out. And for some reason, the views on the channel are just completely dropping, and I have no idea why. So that will help a lot. But yeah, so I'll see you on the next video, and it's a massive one, so make sure to stay tuned for it. So butting in straight away, again here, the enemies have put spawn beacons up on top of the tower, and they are constantly spawning there. So I'm literally just farming them, letting them spawn constantly on top of the tower, and this is helping me get to the 100 kills. So yeah, basically that's it. If you've got a spawn beacon, like I said before, don't ever destroy the spawn beacon, leave it there. There's a chance you might not focus on it and the enemy will spawn and kill you, but the risk you take is you'll be able to kill multiple enemies who do spawn on it, and it's free kills. If you can't find any kills for a few minutes, you know there's a spawn beacon there, so there's always potential kills there. So never destroy the spawn beacon. You take the risk of being killed by someone who spawns there, but the chances are you'll be rewarded with plenty of kills. So right here I'm going to call in artillery on the tower. I'm running out of health and the game is coming to an end now, 80 tickets left. The artillery will be able to take out the enemies which I know are on the tower and they're not moving. And it gives me a chance then to run off and try and find enemies on a different flag, so I can get kills from the people on the tower and then run off and get kills somewhere else. That's basically what I did with it, putting the artillery down. But that concludes the game. Like I said, stay tuned for the next videos. Please drop a like, consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.
Game over.